what's up YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks. And this is another segment of our top 3 option plays this week, where we're just gonna go over a few different trades, stock fundamentals, and different strategies that you can do to make it through, okay? But first, if this is your first time watching this video, please make sure that you click that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel. Also subscribe and click that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video for you guys. So a quick recap on last week's plays. So we were bullish on BX at 137.63. It moved up to 143, but it dropped back down to a close of 138.42 on Friday. So we were looking at APO or Apollo at 79.72. It did move up to $81 on Tuesday, but dropped down to 73.95 close on Friday. Looking further out on this stock, the dip that it has right now is less than 10%, and they do have an earnings coming up next week. So just keep an eye out on Apollo, and we're just going to see if it continues on this upward trend or if this is actually a trend reversal. All right, and lastly was Bank of America. We were starting with this one at 47.57. It didn't move much. It did hit 48.43 on Tuesday. It is kind of rebounding, and for the week it closed out at 47.78. But with most of those stocks, like we said, they were in strong uptrends. With this small dip in last week's prices, let's see is it going towards a trend reversal or is this just a healthy pullback? All right, so let's get into this week's plays. So the first stock is PLUG. This is Plug Powered Inc. Right now it's trading at 38.27. Just looking at the stock chart, you'll kind of see it's had a rough year. It had a pretty big earnings loss on February, and you'll see it did have a high of $65, fell all the way down to 17 by March, and its most recent earnings was also a loss. So why are we even looking at this stock? Well, you'll kind of see it has started in an uptrending pattern since September, and we have some strong moves with the MACD indicator. It does look like we just had a crossover last week, so this is on our 4-hour 180-day chart, and we have strong ADX indication of an uptrend, and also our RSI indicators on its way up too. So we still have room to grow. We have higher highs and higher lows here. We have a recent low on October 28th, really high volume that day. And we're just going to see, are we going to continue in this uptrend? Now, just a little news on the stock. Plug is one of the largest companies that work with hydrogen fuel cell technology. And this is in the works to replace traditional batteries, equipment, and cars that run on electricity. So fuel cell technology combines hydrogen stored in a tank with oxygen from the air, and it's going to produce electricity with the only byproduct being water. So fuel cell cars don't need to be plugged in like battery power EV cars, and they take about the same time to fill up as just going to a regular gas station. Electronic cars are amazing, but if you've ever had to recharge an electric car, then you know the struggle. Oof. So just this month alone, the renewable energy sector is up 35%, coming in second to tech stocks. Shares in a lot of companies in clean energy spaces are going up in anticipation of the $1.75 trillion infrastructure bill that Joe Biden is talking about, with $500 billion reserved specifically to clean energy. And, you know, nothing's set in stone with this, but investors in clean energy are still anticipating high growth in alternative fuels like hydrogen. Now, another big move for the stock, Plug Power is mainly used for forklifts in large warehouses for clients like Amazon, Walmart, Nike, and even Home Depot. But they've actually been announcing more plans and partnerships moving into larger commercial transport. On October 13th, Plug announced a partnership with Airbus for the possibility of a hydrogen electric plane. So a plane ran only on hydrogen electricity. On the 19th, Plug teamed up with the company to develop different size hydrogen powered drones. And these are going to be used to lift heavy materials. So that's going to be pretty great. And then a plan with Life to develop green hydrogen plants all throughout Europe. and they are showing signs of long-term growth. So I'm going to have a price target around $42 just in anticipation of it continuing on this uptrend. It's trading above both EMA line and the 50-day moving average. It does look like we have a nice crossover with the MACD indicator, so that's going to be nice. The strong upward movement with our ADX indicator. So going into next week, I'm going to have an entry price of about $38.50 just because I want to see it continue on this high that it reached on Friday and just going into continuing on that uptrend. So looking at the actual options, the implied volatility, actually it's higher than it was yesterday. When I was looking at it, it was 75, but the implied volatility for this is a little bit high. These options, they're not too much. It's not terrible. It has pretty good open interest and volume. So going into this stock next week, like I said, I'm going to be bullish on this, and I'm going to have an expiration date that's, November 19th. And so, like I said, we can do November 19th. Now you can do November 26th if you feel more comfortable, because this might be a longer play. All right, and I'm gonna pick the $39 call. And you'll see here it has great open interest and volume like we saw. And it has a really, really high volume on the ask. So that's really good looking to me. Decent delta, low theta. All right, so yeah, the most that you will lose with this one is $244, but your break even is gonna be $41. Okay, but before we get into our next stock, a quick word from our sponsor. So if you've been living under a rock, the Shiba Inu crypto coin has gained more than 70 million% in the past year since it came out in August 2020. And right now it's up 960% in the last month alone. All right, so with the $30 billion market cap, it's one of the most popular searched crypto on the market. I literally just answered this question the other day on Twitter. Where can you buy Shiba Inu crypto coins? Where's the coin? Well, no worries, because Webull has you covered. So you don't have to worry about any weird steps like converting 3 different crypto from Smart Chain to Trust Wallet, all the swaps and all of that, or having to download extra app just to get this coin, because Webull now offers Shiba coins to all of its users. Right now, Webull's giving away $5 in Shiba to my subscribers when you use my Webull link. Now, first make sure that you have crypto activated in your account. Now, I already have crypto set up in my account, but the easiest way for me to show you how to get to it, just press help and then go to crypto trading. So like I said, for my subscribers, you're gonna get 2 free stocks and $5 worth of Shiba when you sign up, deposit any amount over a penny into your account, and then make 1 crypto trade for $1 minimum, and you're gonna get all 3. So this is gonna be going on until the end of November. So if you already have Webull, but you haven't tried a little crypto, hey, now's the time. Now to the next stop. This is MSFT, that's Microsoft Corp, and it's up 7.24% this week, trading at $331.62 per share. And I tell you guys this with these option plays, please do not get discouraged by the high stock price, because we have option strategies to get into these at a fraction of opening a long position. So now it's been giving completely strong uptrend moves over the past 180 days. In the beginning of October, it really started to have some strong upward movement. The MACD indicator looks like it's about to burst through the roof. ADX indicator is giving a lot of strong positive DMI signals, an ADX indicator of 39. So it's definitely in a strong uptrend right now. It just broke above its resistance at $307. Microsoft had an earnings last Tuesday with an announced 2.27 earnings per share. That's higher than its expected earnings of 205. And Microsoft ended up the week as the world's most valuable tech company with a market cap of 2.49 trillion, beating Apple's 2.46. Now, even with Microsoft being one of the top stocks held by the most elite hedge fund billionaires, new investors might be a little weary of jumping into it right now, with the price increasing 50% this year alone. And a large part of that is due to Microsoft's cloud services like Office 365, Dynamics, and LinkedIn bringing in $20 billion in the first quarter this year alone. And you can't forget about those Xbox sales. Going into the options, you're gonna see this has a fairly low implied volatility of 22%, and it has a very high market maker move of $13. Now for this one, I'm still bullish on this, but with the price of these options, I would want to do a call debit spread. So it's still a bullish position, but it's going to really lower our premium price that we're going to get in, because we'll be opening a credit and a debit at the same time. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be bullish on this. I'm going to pick an expiration date of November 12th, and we're still going to do the call credit spread. So I'm going to buy the 330 and I'm going to sell the 337.5 strike price. So this is going to be a call debit spread, and the most that it's going to cost us is $215. So that's going to be the most that we can lose with this. And then you'll see that our max profit is going to be $535. The most that we'll lose is $215, okay? And so we just need for this stock to move above 331.76 for us to remain profitable. Okay, and the last stock is eBay. We all know what eBay is, okay? And right now it's trading at 76.72. Now this option play is strictly based on technical analysis, but you know, it's a plus that eBay also just had an earnings beat this week. So it hit its 52-week high of 81.19 just last Friday, but it had a 9.4% drop this week leading into its earnings. You can see a clear uptrend with more than noticeable patterns, and a lot of long-term investors in this stock are well aware of these patterns. So like I said, we hit our 52-week high. We had a less than 10% pullback, which could be considered a normal correction. So going into next week, I'm going to be bullish on eBay with a target price of 85. Looking at the MACD, it just had a crossover. Our ADX indicator, we just had a crossover with our DMI plus of our DMI minus, so that's a pretty good indication. And the RSI just broke out of being oversold. Not much going on, and I haven't seen much updates with the stock as far as their business model, but they do have a pretty low implied volatility and not too much with the market making move either, but it still looks okay. So going into this, I'm going to be bullish going into next week, and I would like to do just a regular long call, nothing too fancy. I'm going to have an entry price of $77.30 just going into next week. So once you kind of start to see it hitting that price, then it's definitely continuing in that uptrend up to 81 plus. Now for this one, I'm going to have an expiration date a little bit further out, and I'm going to pick December 17th. It's going to be a long call, and I'm going to pick the 77.5 strike price. We have a higher volume on the ask, even though it's a little bit smaller because it's so far out. Very low theta, decent delta. So this is kind of something that we would look for that. That's going to wrap it up for this week's option plays, but make sure you check out this video that we just posted on in the money versus out of the money options. If you don't have Webull, make sure that you download it with my link so that you get your 2 free stocks, and you have your deposit of less than a penny so that you can get into Dogecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and now Shiba Inu. So yeah, just make sure you check out Webull for that.